Okay, here we are. This is Dean Val and Dean Kevin, and we're interviewing Ram. And you can do your own bio here and introduce yourself if you will, please, Ram. Thank you.
We are doing something for our Mother Earth, and this time we focus to plant more and more tree for our Earth. At this time, global warming is major destructive point for the world. All know the global warming is dangerous for humans beings, so we try to plant more and more plant for our Mother Earth. We start a yagya, each hand plantation in the world.
How did you get started? How did you get started with your first tree? Did you buy your own tree, and then how did you get other people involved? How did you bring other people into your projects? I'm curious how other people got involved.
There are 5,000 people involved in our movement in India, and 100 plus people involved other countries with our movement. We try to aid some more people in the world for our movement to protect our Earth and plant more and more for Earth.
Now, what is the chain? What is the chain program you have? Can you describe that?
Our chain program is each hand plant one. I plant a tree and other one or any more than one planted by me.
We're interviewing Ram here from India, who's planting trees. So we were talking about the chain project you have. What is that? You plant? How does that work?
Yes. I am going to plant with networking chain system. Do you know networking?
Yes, I'm familiar with networking.
Yes. I try to make a chain, people by people, a plant done by me, and one or more than plant done by other people by me.
Okay, and how many chains do you have? How many people in the network do you have?
I have 10,000 people.
10,000 people.
Yes.
How long did it take you to build up to 10,000 people?
Only 3 days for this chain. I start my movement on 5th June 2016, and other movement start 5 June 2021. One and one plant in the world are started on 5 June 2021. I make 10,000 people chain only 3 days in India and other countries.
What other countries are you involved in?
Saudi Arab, Pakistan, Bangladesh, England, UAE, Namibia, Zimbabwe, and other country have listed in my diary. I am not able to read all the name.
Are you in the United States or Mexico?
Some some people, some my friends join our movement from Mexico.
If you can put me in touch with them, I would like that. Can you give me their contact information? We're in Baja, Mexico.
Sorry, next day I give you some people who join our movement. That's detail.
Okay. How many of you, are you working alone, or do you have a group that you're working with there in India? Do you have a small group of committee? A committee?
I have a small group,
Mm-hmm.
but a large number of involved people in our movement. I have only 10 people group and 1 lakh plus members have involved in our plantation.
Okay, and you're funded by just donations only, right? Donations?
No, self.
Who?
I have no donation. I work myself.
Okay, but how do you get money for the your group? Or does each person pay for their own tree, right? Or their project?
Yes.
You're just the organizer.
Each person pay some money for plantation. Who pay money that distributed to plantation. We do not fundraise other people. I have no crowd fund for our movement.
You don't do crowdfunding, you say? You don't do that? I just wondered how are you running on just donations? How do you get funding for your trees? How do you pay for your trees that you have in your nursery? All the saplings?
Yes, we pay for sapling.
Well, when you get your website on, you're working on your website, right?
I have no website, but I create soon our website for this movement.
Okay. I was wondering how you maintain the trees so they don't die once you plant them. Do you have like a program to maintain them, or do you have some advice for people?
All the people pay some rupees for plantation. Not worry, we makes our world green and clean. There are no big factors that can I do not plant a tree. 1+1 tree makes our earth better and better.
Okay.
Please describe, can we do something for earth together?
You believe you've planted over, what, 120,000 trees with your project? How many trees have you planted, Ram?
1,30,000, more than 1,30,000 tree planted by me, and about 5 lakh tree planted by our movement's member, and 100 kg seed swamp are seeded in the earth by me.
What kind of trees primarily are you planting? What kind of trees?
Fruit, shady like mango, sagwan, bargad, guava. There are all kinds of trees that give us oxygen and shade, fruits, wood. I plant the tree situation for the areas.
Yes.
Can I do something for our environment together?
Yes, this is the idea while we're talking, so we can work together. we can form a alliance here,
somehow.
because we will have, we're working on funding,
It's almost impossible. I can do it
so we
easily on
have
the computer.
more resources to work with and to gather more people so they can plant trees too. So yes, very much we can work together. Kevin, do you have a question, or Ryan? For Ram?
Yes, I was going to ask what motivated you to start your tree planting movement in the first place? What did you see that triggered you, and how do you decide to do that? What was your background before you decided to do this tree planting movement?
Lots of reason I want to plant tree. That's global warming is major factor for the whole world. So we try to plant some tree for protect our world for the global warming. And lastly, suddenly we found some more people interested in this areas. So we continue our work for Earth, and I gave my whole life for environment. So we never stop for planting. I continue when our whole life aim is plantation, only plantation for Earth, only plantation for world. Anywhere, anytime, any condition. I gave my 10% income per month for plantation.
What do you do? Do you have a job or a profession?
Teaching. I am a private teacher.
Primary teacher.
Yes.
Okay. How old are you, Ram? Could I ask?
32 years.
How
32
much?
years.
22?
32.
32. Okay. You're an old man. Okay. All right. Ryan, do you have a question for Ram?
Hello, Val.
Hi,
Hello,
Ryan.
sir.
No, hello, Raman.
Hello, sir.
I'm very interesting about your number of the planting trees. It I don't. I'm not at the first meeting. I just asked something about this number of the trees you plant is for farming or for jungle for environment. What's your purpose for doing this number of the tree? The number of the trees for farming or for jungle? Make a jungle for animal or for your people live that area.
We plant the tree any area, anywhere. I say before, I plant all types of tree that gave us shade, fruit, and wood. I do not different between the tree.
Which you work in all of area of the India.
Yes, I want to plant all over the world. Not only
All over
India,
the
I
world.
want to plant all over the world.
So what do you do for water when the area have not enough water for growing? What's your method to protect the tree about the water and warm?
First, I see the area and plant there, and I try to protect the plant. Not only plant, but I arrange the protection of plant, because the plantation is only way. The plantation is not only way to protect our earth. The plantation is required to protect the plant. Not only plantation is enough to our
No, no.
earth.
My question about the water. How to my country have some problem with the water, and we have not enough water for farming. What's your method to have enough water for your trees you planted in different area?
Right, different area have different layer of water, but India have enough water for plantation for plant, but other countries have a major issue for water to plant for plant water, but here are available some water to protect our plant. All kinds of area we arrange before plantation. We see the water level in this area and water availability in this area. You say your country is suffering from water problem. We can save some water for wastewater for our tree that's useful for plantation. We try to save more and more water for plantation, but there are major problem for the world. Water is also a major problem for world. We know whole the water are not for human. Only 1.3 or more percentage are available for drinking. So we carefully use water and save some water for the tree.
Do you ever drill wells, or do you have people that drill wells, water wells? Some people drill wells to find the water, the aquifers or the primary water in the earth. Do you have people that you know that do this?
No, I do not know.
Okay. It's a source we're looking for too. We're looking for people that can help drill wells to provide water, clean, fresh water, pure water for trees and humans. Because there's more than enough water in the earth, in the mantle of the earth. If you need the right kind of people that know where it is to drill for it and find it and source it. So we'll be keeping in touch with you about that too as our projects grow. Water is very important, as you know, for
Yes,
everybody.
water is important for our project.
So, okay. Do you have any more questions for us, Ram? We will work together. That's I was going to ask you one more. Do you have any organizations that you work with, like organizations, tree planting organizations or green movements that you work with?
Our dream movements, we want to plant every hand in the world. So I join more and more people to our movement to reach our goal. So we want to work together in the world. Whole environmentalist, I want to whole environmentalist involve this movement for our motherland. And I hopefully know all the environmentalists join us and do something for our earth.
Do you work with the Green Belt movement like in India or Africa? Do you know about them, the Green Belt, where they're planting trees in the Sahara Desert?
Some movement as one tree planted, and other movement that I know are work very good for the world.
You work with one tree planted?
I do not work with one tree planted, but I see that's work, and I learned from that. No, I have no more question because I have some problem to speak in English.
You're doing fine. It's a little hard to understand you, but you're doing fine. And I'm glad to meet you because we can be working together.
I am trying to speak in English, but my English is not so good.
Yeah, mine's a little poor too, but I try too. But we
But
can understand you.
but I know, I know I am not speaking English. My tongue language is Hindi, Sanskrit, Bangla, local language, Indian language.
No, you're doing fine. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
work on your website. That's going to be a big thing too, to get your information out when you have a website to show people. And
I try to create soon our website. We not focus to our other work, but I am focusing main to our plantation work. I know when we work all the world, we know what we are doing.
yes,
But at this time, the people shows his character, but he does not work so well. But he shows more than for his work.
any other questions for Ram, Kevin, or Ryan?
Yeah, I was going to ask what discoveries have you made as you've gone about your tree planting? What are the best tips you could give to anybody who wanting to plant their own trees and do a similar operation?
All the country have a different situation, so I can't give you right answer for this question. I know my Indian culture and here atmosphere, so all the world are different atmosphere and different situation like wind, water, and heat. So I can not surely say that the plantation of sapling and other are how good there.
That answer your question, Kevin.
Yeah, basically he's saying that due to all the varying environmental factors and the temperature and the situations involved in each country, it would be very difficult to give tips that would be universally the same for each country. Every country would differ in its environment, and so the way you would go about planting your trees would differ as well. So he's saying it's very difficult to give an overall tip as to the planting of trees. It would just depend on your region and your environment and your weather.
Well, Ram, any questions for us that you have for Kevin or me or Ryan? Kevin is in the UK and I'm in Baja, Mexico. Do you have any questions for us or what we're doing?
Can you start a chain from Mexico by each hand plantation?
Yes, I was looking at that. I'm working in a community garden here in Baja, Mexico, and I have a plot of land I'm working. I'm trying to build a rainforest or a food forest, especially with trees that produce fruit. We have dates here, figs, pomegranates, persimmons, apricots, oranges, grapefruit. It's Mediterranean type of environment, so those grow well here. The soil is poor, but I'm working on the soil. But yeah, I'm willing to start a chain here, yes. I still have to figure out how you network. We can talk about it maybe later, about how that works.
I want to every people makes it change itself. HAN made by every people that grow up and grow all the world.
We're basically doing projects all over the world. Basically, the self-sustaining, we want to have people to be okay, have the clean water, free energy, enough food, and whatever it takes economically for them to exist so everybody's okay. We're not against any governments, but we don't really need government because people can live in their own communities fine without the interference of the controllers. So that's our aim, more to be self-sufficient in all aspects of our lives, environmentally, and to not be interfered with from other entities, systems, governments, religions, philosophies, teachings, everything. You know, the people in their own community can decide what they want to do. So I gave you our website, right? Did you see our website?
Thank you. I gave you soon our website.
Very good. Very good. Well, thank you, Ram, for being here. You can listen to the rest of the show if you want. We're on
Thanks a lot.
for
everyone.
another half an hour, so you can stick around or you can go to bed. I know it's late there, but thank you so much for being on. We'll keep in touch. Send me those people in Mexico so I can contact them too. And we'll keep in
Thank
touch.
you.
Okay, Kevin, do you have anything today to share?
Well, I was looking for information about the Devil's Tower in Wyoming. Yeah,
Yes.
it's hard to find stuff about that. Actually, it's very much like the controllers have been, particularly recently, almost purging the internet of a lot of information about such things. And whereas I would have been able to find copious quantities of information regarding it in the past, it seems in more short supply now. And in the end, by the time I actually found something, I completely ran out of time to write it up and have it prepared. But what I did find instead was evidence of Tartaria, and the evidence would basically be the Tartarian tablets. And so I did print this off, and I can read this as an alternative. But yeah, because there's this stuff going on the internet now where it's called a fact checking, where basically anything the controllers don't consider to be correct, they will then fact check and give their version of what they of history, or the controlled version, which probably isn't very accurate. And then over time, people lose interest in the information they consider then to be not credible based on the controller's idea of what's real and what isn't. And over time, a lot of the information that is actually accurate gets purged from the internet. And so that's the problem now. So the earliest form of writing in the world allegedly appeared 3500 BC. The Tartaria tablets, found in the western part of Romania and dating back to around 5300 BC, according to radiocarbon dating, suggest that it was in Eastern Europe that writing first appeared. Some experts have dubbed the writing the Old European script, or the Danube script. The tablets have been linked to the Neolithic culture, 4500 to 3700 BC, spread across several Romanian provinces, the south of Serbia, the southeast of Hungary, the northwest of Bulgaria, and other countries. In 1961, archaeologist Nikolai Vlasar discovered what may be direct evidence of the earliest forms of writing in the world, while conducting an archaeological excavation at a Neolithic site in Romania. Vlas's team uncovered 3 small clay tablets containing indecipherable etchings, now known as the Tartaria tablets. There have been varying interpretations of the meanings of the etchings on the tablets. Some believe the etchings are a primitive form of writing, while others believe they are pictograms, random scribbles, religious symbols, or symbols of ownership. The tablets are each about 2.5 inches across. 2 are rectangular and 1 is round. The round tablet and 1 rectangular tablet have holes drilled through them. The clay tablets were unbaked and were discovered along with 26 clay and stone figurines, a shell bracelet, and damaged human bones. Some believe that the tablets were actually found in a sacrificial burial pit. The tablets are inscribed on only one side, and the inscriptions resemble a horned animal, an unclear figure, a vegetable motif, a branch or tree, and a variety of mainly abstract symbols. The so-called Danube script is a script that appeared some 2,000 years earlier than any other known writing. It appeared in Southeast Europe 7,300 BC. The script first appeared in the Central Balkans, but quickly spread to southern Hungary, Transylvania, the Danube Valley, Macedonia, and northern Greece. The Danube script flourished up to about 5,500 BC, when a social upheaval apparently took place. The script is currently undecipherable, but is certainly generating a lot of interest among scholars of ancient languages. Nikolai Vlas's colossal discovery of 1961 in an ancient tomb, where he found 2 tablets with inscriptions that were dated from 4,500 to 200 BC. At the same site, there were found human skeletons. The inscriptions on the tablets are 1,000 years older than the ones discovered from Sumer, dated by specialists somewhere around 3,300 BC. The culture who created the tablets is thought to be Neolithic, 4,500 to 3,700 BC. The tablets have been dated with C14, and it is officially confirmed that the inscriptions on them are the oldest form of writing known to man, outdating the Sumerian ones. Scholars who conclude that the inscribed symbols are writing base their assessment on 3 conclusions, which are not universally endorsed. First, that similar signs on other artifacts of the Danube civilization suggest that there was an inventory of precise standard shapes of which scribes made use. Second, the characters of this Proto-European script, when compared to other archaic writings, manifest a high degree of standardization and a rectilinear shape. Third, the information communicated by each character was a specific one with an unequivocal meaning. Finally, that the inscriptions are separated in rows, whether horizontal, vertical, or circular. Others consider the pictograms to be accompanied by random scribbles. Their meaning, if any, is unknown. If they do comprise a script, it is also not known what kind of writing system they represent. Some archaeologists who support the idea that they do represent writing have proposed they are fragments of a system dubbed the Old European Script.
Yeah, I've heard of those. Well, regardless, these people from the ancient civilizations, they didn't seem to, as far as we see, didn't destroy the environment. The environment was at least somewhat pristine up until like just 200-300 years ago. So even these ancient civilizations, they did build temples and whatever you believe history to be. I mean, some of these buildings are old, but whatever you believe history to be, they seem to have kept the environment intact. So we're here going about the business of destroying the environment in the last 200-300 years. And it's amazing how fast it's being destroyed with all the chemtrails and the Wi-Fi, the microwaves, and the poisoning of the planet. It's just amazing. So thank you, Rama, for all that you do too with the tree planting. Thanks, Kevin, for that information. Thanks, Ryan, for being here. Once we get this uploaded and recorded, I'll send this to you so you can put it on your website, Rama. This show here, so you'll have it to show other people, and that'll form our connection here, and we'll just keep in touch with our progress, whatever we're doing. Now, I want to talk to you some more about funding too, some funding opportunities for everybody here after the show, or later today, or maybe you're tomorrow. But let's keep in touch. And again, I appreciate you being here. So at the end of the show, we have this song we sing. It's the NUUU. It's our connection to something we see as very real. And it goes like this. We usually end our show like this. NUUU. Kevin?
New